Oh my God. I'm up here just a talking. And I ain't had nary microphone on. Let me see. Is y'all got the right, we got the right thing going on here. Okay. Ite were the ocean. Ite were aya. Ite were. Mm-hmm. Why does this keep cutting off? I don't like that. We're going to have to turn that off. It's on some sort of a timer, but I wonder if it was still recording. If it wasn't, that was quite all right. Ugh. Let's just see if you guys can see my other little setup that I'm fighting with over here. My other little, it's a 4K camera because I'm definitely getting ready to get into my editing and whatnot because I'm serious. I'm just in that creative mode and I have to ride with it because that's what Spirit is telling me to do. Not only that, and it's helping me to procure my craft because this is what I do. It's in me. You know what I'm saying? And I love doing it. It's not the only thing that I do. You never put all of your eggs into just one basket. But so tonight, trying to keep myself from getting a freaking cramp in my leg already, and I just sat down. I brought my little baby bowl out. I have a set of millions. So this is the smallest one that gets thrown into my bag when I want to go somewhere. And I have a smaller little mallet. I might have to regulate. And it's not a problem. That's what the goddess does. Speaking of goddess, I wanted to explain the titling. Now, many of the women who are oracles, they call themselves priestesses. See, it just keeps timing out. No, it didn't just turn off. You are going to piss me off. That was not so. That's fine. It's just another editing thing, but I was into saying something. And now I have to go back into this. I gotta go back into that. Back in the video mode. I'm gonna go back into recording. Please don't cut off again. I know you're going to though. Until we get that timing mechanism off. But it looks like when it turns off and I hit the button, the timer is still ticking. So perhaps that's just a thing and it's still recording, but we'll find out. This is my very first time using this piece of equipment. I took my time first. I said I'm doing things different. I read the manual. I just didn't get on there and try to figure it out haphazardly. This time I read the manual. I learned a lot of wonderful things. And so that way, when I put it together, bing, bada, boom, I started. Not only that, I also activated my magical workings so that I would absorb the information quicker because time was of the essence for me and I needed to. I didn't have all day. So that speed read the manual, said, oh, this is that. Identified the pieces. Oh, that's where that is. Okay. I work very well with manuscripts or blueprints or whatever you want to call them. You give me that. I got it. I go over there and I create it. Okay. That's how this goddess works. But anyways, the term high priestess it's always, it's so used so much that, you know, people go, ah, blah blah blah, another high priestess, here you go. And something kept on saying, you know, I was gonna do a candle, but there's no need, we're good. My fire's lit on the inside. I went out and I absorbed my sun today. And I know, because when I close my eyes, that's what I see. Ra, amen. Amen, Ra. So yeah, everybody wants to call themselves that. And I already call myself a goddess. I'm actually writing my own goddess life manual. Excuse me. I don't like the little dull look. If I'm gonna wear the stuff, I gotta wear it right. And so that's the deal. Yeah. So actually calling yourself a goddess is a synonym, which is a word that means the same thing. And on the list, it was high priestess. It had, you could call yourself a cleric, which I am an ordained minister as well. But I have my own temple. I have my own way. I have my own book. So I am here to show other women the way of the goddess, because I'm channeling from the actual goddess, and that is my name, Serket or Set Amin Ra. So everything I say, those are two separate goddesses, but they're very interconnected, so to speak. When I speak, some things will, you know, I'll let you know where this is coming from. And when it's just me, because I'm pretty, you know, I'm a wonderful, what would I say, Sinu. I'm in practice. I'm in studying of theurgy, how to be a temple priestess, aka goddess, cleric, and there's a few other synonyms there. But what I am not is biting off anyone else. If you hang around, you'll know, or become a subscriber. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. But you will see that I am not, like, you know, very oh, the clock is still going, so very independent. Now this needs to be like that in the other camera too. There we go. Without smothercating myself over here. All right. Whenever I sit down, I have this urge of, and I should have had some grapes. Yeah, no grapes. You're trying to be professional again. So let's get started. It's been a very, shall I say, interesting day in the headlines. So when you type in Trump, does it say indicted? It actually doesn't. That's incredible. Well, we all know it happened. Mr. Trump has been indicted, and I say it's a crock of crap or whatever, not getting involved. No one is perfect, and they're not helping me in my fight or my journey. And so all I could do is bid them peace and do what you do, because I am here to do what I do. And if you don't get in my way, I promise not to get in your way. So that is my take on that. I'm actually, color of my microphone, I'm staying in the purple. I am on the crown chakra thing, and I'm into spirituality, and that's where I'm going to keep it. These are not the times to lose focus. These are not the times to fall into fear. Excuse me. It's not when I am on the camera speaking that my voice decides to get all groggy. So what I do is, I hope that doesn't get on my lens. Yo, when you start with this camera stuff, you gotta fall back, because anything can mess up your camera. When you're a photographer, oh my gosh, water, any kind of substances will make you feel if it gets on your screen. You don't want to do that to nobody. I certainly hope, and I know that it was a spray, but I had to get rid of, whatever. I should have done that before I put the camera there. This is my Rue spray. I didn't want to do the smoky thing around my camera either. You got to be careful, but you need something. But the Ruda, this is an actual perfume, and it is great for your and when you need to purify a space and get it ready for some sort of spiritual work. The Ruda. We didn't have any this year, but I usually like to buy a rue plant. And it always ends up going at the end of the summer. It turns into incense, But to plant and have rue in your garden, I really got to go back to the nursery and check to see if they have any more. But yeah, so this card, Queen of Swords, that popped out. I'm just generally, checking the temperature, pulling a few cards and seeing what they say. Nothing. Here's another that just fell out. 10 of Pentacles. The Pentacle of 10. And that is good sign. Looks like a family there. They've got a mother, father, children, granny, 2 little dogs that look like pit bulls, and they're in a home. Stability. Stability, clarity, togetherness, abundance, family, protection. Let's see what I always go in the book and I pull out, the meanings as well, which is another good thing. That one didn't even roll out right, and it doesn't fit the frequency. So, yeah. Okay, that's what fell. 6 of Cups. Let's just keep it rolling. The Hermit fell upright. Something told me to let's just keep it rolling. There was 3 cards there. Something said keep it rolling. And guess what the 3rd card is? In your face. High Priestess. Goddess. Okay? This is the card. This would be the Serket Aset Amen Ra of the deck. And so, learning how to know when you're dealing with a spirit-led person is... I gotta do some yoga before I go to sleep. stretch out some of these tendons and whatnot. Because many people say, "Oh, you look so young," and I say, "That's the Tanya 23 experience." Okay, I'm a goddess. I'm here to be beautiful throughout the millennia. I'm not here to be all wrinkled up and used and abused and whatnot. I am very dainty, and I'm going to start actually showing that, being that I do everything from home, I can be comfortable. If I like, I can jump in the shower in the morning and do everything I need to do and put on a fresh pair of pajamas for the rest of the day. If I don't have anywhere to go out and I know I'm just going to be, creating, editing, doing things on my computer, I put on comfortable clothes. But then I always find a reason to need to go live. So it's like, now I got to get dressed. But I'm comfortable. I'll go live tomorrow because I'm just going to relax. But I'm here to change that part about the situation, because the Tanya 23 experience is serious about what she does, and it is a journey. So I don't mind sharing that part. Because a lot of I've been doing this since 2014, and I started like where I should be right now. I started because I was already an executive assistant, and I started doing my podcasting as I was working. So I always had on my little business clothes. So when I turned on things or I went live, it was like, oh, who's this? Blah blah blah. But things are different now. It's still me. This is actually the advanced me, because now I've had about 7 years to be an initiate and still going, but hard learning. You know what I'm saying? And I know at that time, I was really just learning and reopening up the channels. Then it was the part where you actually retained it and was able to regurgitate it so that you understood it. Getting into meditation tools, monoatomic gold, colloidal gold, silver, copper. I'm on palladium myself. Okay. You have platinum or whatever, but lately I've been on the palladium. Something's having me do one more card. Let's just do one more card. Pops out King of Wands. So nice. 9 of Pentacles on the bottom. I always like to look at the bottom card. That's part of it. So yeah. The situation, we have our instructions on staying focused. We have our Hermit card there, as I was talking about being secluded to study and whatnot. There we go. The Hermit. Let's just... What happened? Okay, well, if it went off here. Let's see. Let's take a picture. And one more. I have to do that for my advertisements. It's all type of photos that you need. Let's good night. I'm gonna see if I can download what we recorded. All right, moving right along. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I can easily get distracted when I'm doing those things. So, we talked about the hermit. I talked about me being in seclusion for my studies. We have 6 of cups. Looks like a proposal of some sort. We already talked about the very first card we had, which is so very wonderful. This represents I as well. This little pull right here, I will take responsibility. This is about me. And it's good. It's like trying to tell you about people that are actually spirit led. Like, this is what I do. It's very natural to me, which is why I'm doing it now. I've actually been doing tarot cards so long just for me, to help me to know times, know things, all these things that are going to happen, but I'm in training, and very on point experience. So I know that this is what I do, and I can get myself out of debt by doing this. We all have some sort of debt that we need to pay. It doesn't have to be a burdensome one, but we all owe somebody for something. Bills. And yet I see all these corny people out, and their information, I'm talking about some of the best of the best, they only really confirmed what I already knew about myself. Like, sometimes you don't give yourself the credit that you need to. Goddess is showing me you are freaking phenomenal, girl. You're doing this, that, and the other. And I won't talk about it because it is phenomenal, the different things that I can actually do. And just some sort of a fear sometimes about actually expressing who I am. But lately, the goddess is like, I got your back so hard, young lady, that if anybody messes with you, their goddamn head might explode. Go forth and go. Because if you are going to be the voice piece of Serket don't give a, because she already know there's no threat. So very blessed spiritually. I try to be humble because it is a lot. It could make someone very jealous. And that has been my experience in life. Not even showing the real goddess that's coming out now. But I've always been powerful and unmanipulatable to a certain extent. I have been known to let others manipulate me, knowing just to see how far they would go, always sheltering myself. But when I find out the dastardly demon, the scorpion appears and it is over. Do you hear me? So we are never scared about outside enemies because that is what we do. We get rid of enemies, and I don't put much effort in it. I just command my scorpions and I let them do the work because I can't lose focus. I am too busy building the temple. And my scorpions surround and protect that space, just like heaven being surrounded by swords. I have my sigil. I'll show you next time. It literally is me in my temple, surrounded by eyes and swords. So that part is never the problem. The only fear is, don't come for me, because it's not going to be good for you. So now that we have that out the way, we can just go forth and be ourselves. No need talking about that all night because it is what it is. And I will be myself. what is not ladylike and what is not. I can't be bothered with that. Spirit's telling me to light up my spliff. And this is not a blunt. I don't do tobacco. This is tea leaves. And it's either that or my chalice, but I didn't feel like I don't have the room for it here. But yeah, something's telling me to take a puff now. And it's also telling me to show you my beautiful little fidget spinner with all my little hieroglyphs on there. And sometimes when I'm at my desk, I'll just give it a spin and see where it lands. And then I'll have to see if I can decipher what that is. I know most likely that's the eye. I see a scribe, and he's sitting in the position of humbleness or receiving energy. He's got the hand up. I actually have the manual. I was looking at all the different poses of reverence for the temple keepers. A lot of work. Call yourself a sab. Yeah, so let's start breaking down these cards. Doctor's telling me that when I'm on my different screens and whatnot, I gotta have these on, which are the blue light blockers, and it really is a lot better. But when you wear, they're not prescription, of course. So I have to do the switcheroo. Queen of Swords. She is so wonderful. By the way, while we're finding the card, take some time and just reflect on your day if you're still up. It's 3:10 a.m. But by the time you watch this, even if it's tomorrow, reflect on that day. Because every day is worth reflection. And if you have time, those that are wealthy, they don't have to do much sometimes or every day. They don't have, the sweat of their brow, the 9 to 5, They can take the time to journal and write for themselves each day. The different things that they do that, find yourself peace within the wealth, because just the wealth is not much peace because you always got people grabbing at you. I need some of it. But, that's the way it goes. I'm definitely going to do this again tomorrow. Well, I have the timer off of my darn camera. It's like the whole setup. I wish I could show you. I got to break everything down because I'm at my kitchen table. My office, my desk is getting crowded. I just wanted this scene. So I had to move these things downstairs. When I'm done, I'll probably bring them upstairs. No one will touch it, but I'll just have to break it down because this is where I'll have breakfast. And it's not much. It's just a laptop, this, that. Maybe I'll just put it to the side, but we'll figure that out. The Queen of Swords has unflinching perception and can cut to the truth of the matter in seconds. She can be blunt, brutally honest, and very forward. But just because she's truthful doesn't mean she's lacking compassion and humor. You must know this. You must allow people to be themselves. It is the message, right? And that message, look, the weirder the person, the more deeper the message, most likely. I've had some encounters, let me tell you, and each of them were quite meaningful. She's still understanding because she can truly see the entire situation for what it is. Special message for me. If you're the queen, It's time to set your emotions aside and try to view things intelligently with clarity and honesty. And that's what I did about my situation. I said, look, I just don't want to be a person that gets on YouTube. No, I'm serious about this thing. I really want to come forth. But face it, I have no mentor. I have nothing. I am doing this on my own. And for me to do this on my own, I'm not doing bad at all. You know, I managed to muscle up 2,800 subscribers, natural. And on my other channel, I have over 5,000. That's my Shea Butter Me by Tanya 23 channel that I started because I'm a natural organic product maker. I have been making healing body butter, and I have been doing it from shea butter, this, that, the very same thing. Sometimes I think, this motherfucker's looking at me because it's not far, it's there. But it's something that millions of people can do. You know, it's not something that, you know, but mine came to me as a spiritual blessing, and hopefully that's how everybody received theirs. I even have a documentary on the shea butter tree that's documented. I can go back and pull out, you know, me actually making my shea butter and my butter, okay, for 6-7 years ago. I started this in 2014, and the videos are right here. So if any goddamn body wants to say that I'm biting, that's bullshit. But I will be advertising heavily my healing body butter and all the other butters. I actually make over 50 to 60 different kinds of body butter. I'm advanced in body butter make. I could probably give a few of you some tips on body butter and whatnot. But I went through, I made my mistakes, and I learned, and I suggest that's what you do too. Yes. You know, you have to learn. You fuck up enough shea butter, you'll stop messing with them oils and whatnot. They cost a lot of money, and I use the top quality ones. You understand? Different things, kokum butter, mango butter, all kinds of different kind of butters, cocoa butter, because all of them can be incorporated when you use shea butter. The shea is the bomb, okay? You dropping on that like you had a key or something. That's a fact. It's literally that much turnover from a little bit. So, you know, I could sit here and say a lot of things, but it's never a bargain. You know what I'm saying? You pay for what you get. And a little goes a long ass way. So while you're key, that's how that go. And the price just went up for mine because I'm on another level. It must be presented that way, and it must come forth that way. So, you know, it is what it is. But my website is www.Tonya23.com. My product has circled the globe at least 4 times via Wish. Yes, I've sold my products on Wish, Amazon.com, Walmart.com. They are complete jerks to United States citizens. They want everybody to be Chinese. Yes, I said that. You might be able to get on Walmart.com, but one day you're going to go on there and find yourself gone again, and then you're not going to know why and all this other bullshit. So I don't think I was missing anything. I was also offered 4 shelves in my local Walmart store. And then when I showed up to fill the shelves, they said, we can't do it. They were pissed off because I walked in there and I had regular clothes on. I'm a black person in this town. They're not used to really intelligent black people. I can tell you that damn much. I might be the most intelligent. My son damn sure was in his high school. He had the highest SATs that school had ever seen. Okay? And we have the proof. So I might just be the most intelligent person, black person, and person in the damn town. So anyways, where was I? Yeah. So they kind of trying to make things hard for you. But when you're not unintelligent, they can't stop you. And so we'll end this with viewing things intelligently and with clarity and honesty. Those that don't come through, let's just chalk it up to you not wanting to know the truth, because you'll go on someone else's flaky ass channel and you'll be happy to hear some flaky ass shit. Like, point blank. I'm not going to jump around, sing flight songs, none of that shit. But I love the guys that do, but I'm not doing all that because they don't appreciate you. You know? We have the King of Wands, the commanding leader. You bet that's right. And we're dealing with feminine energy and we're dealing with masculine energy. And both of them are speaking about me right now. This whole reading is about me. How a female is supposed to shift. Sometimes you have to tap into your masculine energy and it just is what it is. But there is a time. And it's not always towards your man. Use some of that energy where it needs to actually go. And where it actually go, you're waiting for me to say that. That's another show. That's more content. Take the time and think about where it really needs to go, because that really is up to you. The commanding leader, totally confident in their actions and abilities. The king can be an inspiring teacher or a boss you really respect. If the king is you, it might be time to step up and take control in a particular situation. Don't be afraid to take the lead. You can channel your passions into action and energy. You've got the skills to be in charge. That's most certainly talking about the goddess. In the word goddess, you have the word God. You have the masculine and the feminine. And when you're a leader and you're feminine, you do have to exert a little masculine energy there so that the people that you're leading will know you're not going to have everybody up shit's creek without a paddle. 6 of Cups. This is where the nice proposal came through. You're being called to embrace family and friends with kindness and compassion. Always. But I don't receive the same thing. Spread your love and sweetness to those you care about and nurture your connections. You might also be feeling a little nostalgic. Maybe there's something painful from your childhood that needs examining. It's definitely speaking about me. Just don't forget to be kind to your past self. Embrace them. Oh, that's also happened today. Because let me tell you, I got my DNA done on Ancestry.com. And literally, this live clock was on 44.44 when I started, after I read that. So it's on point, spirit led. You must know your numerology. So you have to know when you're dealing with people that know what they're talking about. And they also have enough room to let spirit flow so that you can get some messages. So anyways, I have my family tree thing and whatnot, and I have a hit. And I'm looking at the little profile picture and I say, hey, she kind of looks like me. She looks like me more than anybody else. She got the nose and everything. So I'm thinking I know all my daddy's kids. But I'm like, because she couldn't have been my mama's children, because I know she only had me and my sister. Matter of fact, the girl looked like a cross between me and my sister, but she's my complexion. Just found out my daddy got a daughter. She's younger than my sister. So that's what, 8 kids now? I'm the oldest girl. He adopted one girl. She's a little older than me, but I'm a natural. So, well, I mean, I'm from his loins, so that means, yeah, I'm the oldest daughter he has. And yeah, so that's what, 7, 8 other siblings. Rolling Stone type of situation. But after all these years, you know, they try to make such sense out of it all. But the fact of the matter is, you were a kind of man, and it is what it is. So, a happy occasion, bittersweet. It's kind of like, yeah, get in line. What's your name? After you're the oldest and you keep, it's just like, now that everything's in everyone's attention and you're actually paying attention, it was like some things that you hear is like, okay, you did a great job. In whose eyes was that? Something I need to deal with and something I have dealt with. But the next thing would be to confront, if I am confronted with it, because it's really not my problem. It's not my child. It's the half sister. Like I said, join the group. I have other half sisters. We just got a ping on Ancestry. It's not like you really reached out to me or whatever. No problem if you don't, because leave that where that is. But it's not your fault. It's pretty much his fault. And your mama. But he wasn't with my mama when it happened, so we don't care either way. But it's just crazy how, as being the oldest child, you can be faced with a lot of your parents' bullshit and they don't exactly take responsibility and accountability for it all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's like they should be going through you and they're going through me as if I am. But that's who I am, the bridge. That's always happened. That's always happened. My mother's family go through me to get to her and all type of stuff. So I have accepted that. But I can't say it's right. But the King of Wands, the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Commander and the Six of Cups, the Hermit, that's all leadership right there. That's all the life of a leader. And in their good moments, special moments, they're alone. She may have a spouse, but I'm talking about when you're in the temple. You have to look at your leaders. I tell you, that's the problem. Is anybody there with him? Is anybody there with her? These are the top of the tops here. She's some sort of an educator or teacher or master of some craft. Is anybody all up in her face and all about her behind? Once this is over, she walks off. She's back by herself again. Is anybody in her face? The question is, how does anybody think with Somebody up there behind all the time. I remember I used to hear Brother Panic say he get craving for sugar and stuff every time he's doing spiritual work, and that meant that the spirits, you know, you feeding them because you trying to. Well, I kind of feel like that. My spirit shouldn't be hungry though, because I stay giving them something. Ten of Pentacles. Let's get that one out the way. Everything in your life is coming together magically. No more stress-filled nights worrying about money or rent or your job. Really? Looks like I'm up at 3:28 a.m. thinking about it. I'm working on things to make it come in more smoothly and fully. That's nothing wrong with that, but let's see. And I have been doing the work required to create stability. Your home is full of love, true, satisfaction, and comforts. Just need to do anything drastic or radical, believe it or not. You found some peace. Allow yourself to welcome it in. True. But there's also a part of me that says, keep on moving. Keep moving. Don't get stuck. That's a great card and everything. And I do take it for what it is worth. But I also know, and that's how you know when your spiritual leaders are on point. Because regardless what the cards say, I'm giving you the feelings from it, you know, the emotions that comes from it. It's a very positive card. But it's not for you to fall back and say, oh, I don't need to do anything. Things are coming together magically because you're doing the work. Don't stop doing the work. That's all that means. Now, let's move on to another deck. We're going to go in layers. So the higher we will go. So I'm going to hit you with this one. This is the Goddess deck. Very, very hot deck. She don't play, and she's coming in hot and heavy. The other day, 3 cards, I had asked the question. This is how hot this deck is, by the way. I had asked the question and I said, same thing. I was thinking about what, you know, finances and different things, and came to me and I said, I'm going to need an answer. So the very first card I pulled was manifestation. And it told me, you have it. I'll read to you what it says. Goddess of manifestation. Balobedu, South Africa. These cards actually come from an actual place. They represent actual goddesses and what they did. That gives you the temple, the element. The temple is conjurers, manifestation, that's conjuring. And the element is water. Because that day I had literally made it rain. I went outside. I pruned some of my tomato plants. I looked at some of my sunflowers and whatnot. And I said, my babies need some rain. And I looked up and I saw like half the sky was blue. But I saw this enormous, giganticus rain cloud. And I said, when that cloud moves over this way, it's going to stop over my house and just rain on my plants. Don't you know it just rained on one side of the street where the garden was, where my plants was? And at that time, I had come in the house and I took off my gloves and everything, washed them, put them up to dry, my gardening gloves. That's another thing. Keep your gloves clean. And yeah. So my husband said, It sound like it's getting ready to get buck wild out there. Soon as he said that, the loudest crack of thunder came down. We was both like, yeah. I was like, we speaking it. I was like, baby, we did that. I made it rain and you call it thunder. Goddamn. I was like, that's oh shoot, it's Shango. Because I was talking about the sunflowers. Just that quick. Tapped right in. And it actually thundered. And he said, the way that thunder came, it sounded like a message. Because it sounded like African drums. I kid you not. Because I heard it rumble. It was like, it built up. It was like, boom, 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 boom. Then it was like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, yo, the brother Rod Hayes was just talking about that. When the thunder came, boom, and it's 3:33 a.m. on the 9, speaking about the Lord of the Crossroads, Papa Legba. Anyway, yeah, because you can't even tap into Shango and all that unless you go through Papa Legba. But anyway, that's another show for another time. But we tapped in. So, yeah, that's what happened. The thunder and everything came at that time. And we was like, whoa. So we're talking about the manifestation that actually happened yesterday, if not yesterday, the day before. And then the next thing was truth, manifestation, manifesting truth. You see, that's a mirror image. Manifesting truth in Ma'at, yo. Straight message. Manifestation, truth in Ma'at, and it says giving and receiving. And right at that time, it came to me about the Bible way it tells people they need to tithe. That was taken from, of course, Ma'at, the process of giving and receiving. And so when you read it together, it's manifestation, truth in giving and receiving, right? So my thing is manifestation, truth. I need to come and tell you guys the truth about manifestation, about this universal energy. I'm a Reiki master. I can control the flow of energy and where it goes. The message was given to me straight off the rip. Straight off the rip. Manifestation, truth, giving and receiving. The goddess is like, I got you. I'm going to make sure you got provisions. But I need you to, because right now I've been soaking up everything for myself because I'm learning. I'm a student. So sometimes students don't think they're supposed to be learning and teaching. But she just told me, I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? Giving and receiving. That's how it is. I'm giving it to you. You give it to them. You receive. Boom, 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 boom. Let's manifest. And when I sat down, it moved me to tears. All my prophetic messages move me to tears. If you get reading to me from me, don't feel bad if I get moved to tears. Know that you're getting some heavy shit and you better soak it all in. You know, because the goddess is the most empathic. You understand? It's nothing for me to feel like. I can guide you through the situation because I can feel it. Like, even to the point where I got to do a lot of cleansing because I don't want to absorb anybody's illnesses or anything like that. I literally have to protect myself because of the level of empathy that I can have. Literally. It's crazy. And I'm glad that I realize it now. But now I also have to know that that's something I have to control. You know? So, yes. It is what it is. So let's see what she has to say for you all. And let this message, I had the first little reading was for me because I just pulled the cards. I didn't ask Spirit to say it was for the people, but Goddess, this particular card is for the people. The manifestation truth for you all out there. Goddess told me what I need to do. So I'm asking her to give you some guidance on what it is you would need to do. And as I should have done this before, but at the beginning of each reading, I will say, let no weapon be formed against the goddess, that these messages be received with loving kindness, manifestation, truth, in Ma'at. That is the saying, that these messages will be received and manifestation, truth, in Ma'at. Yeah. Hotep, Hotepu, Hetepu. Learning to continue to use the language. I have to use the language, and be very nefer, very great, very excellent. I don't even think the English language has a word that can really give it the right empathy. So, on a 4 cut, Goddess message for her people out there in the world. She takes this very important. So whatever comes up, please take heed. This is for the people. Let's see what that says. Worthiness. Ashe. It's like a little tea party. It's for the people. I guess I'm included in the people because we were just talking about I had to come to a point where I knew my worthiness and not worry about what anyone else has to say about it. My worthiness to feel my feelings as well. Your worthiness. You are worthy to feel your kind of way. I shared the story about learning about another sister or whatever. Yes, it's wonderful because I'm a sister who almost has 7 sisters. And I think I got only one brother. My father made all girls. I only have one brother that I know of. It's interesting because maybe it's 2, but you're worthy of the tea party with the universe. Look at all the cups. For my goddesses, because I'm mainly goddesses. I love the men. I'm a mother of sons. But my challenge from the goddess is to work with the ladies for some dastardly reason. So you already know this is a charge for me to love and show my sisters the way. I only feel like that because I see so much ism and schism in us. Our emotional selves, we're too much sometimes, women, and the things that we will do, especially to men. I have my own philosophy about this child support thing. They use it for dastardly, unworthy reasons. You must know your worthiness, ladies. If you knew, perhaps you wouldn't have to go. And you could help your sons learn how to be men. And we could stop this having to chase them around to help us take care of our children. And to have to bind them in criminal court, because that's what it is for them. It's a criminal court, because they can very well end up in jail. And we shouldn't have to do our sons that way. They will willingly take care of their children. They don't need, that's like sending massa after them. They don't need that. And it definitely don't make them pray for you well at night. Or you'd rather have somebody wishing you off the planet every day because you're making their life a living hell. No, thank you. I mean, that's just not goddess. It's just not goddess. Living in Ma'at. Y'all believe in God so much, but you don't believe he'll give you the provisions. You don't have to hurt your brother, man, like that. He's your child's father, and then I know it's rough, but do you realize that women can get way more benefits than any kind of man? There's no pity for them. And then they went and took and did everything to separate you from the child in the first place. You expect him to get back into society that way? Black woman, you could be making the problem a bit worse. And I'm saying this out of love. See, that's the problem. And that's why the goddess sent me to talk to y'all. I have 3 children. Most of the time I raised them as a single parent. Never took their fathers anywhere. And I got provided for. I never even had to get a second job. I did for a little bit because I thought I needed more, but literally, I didn't, you know. I created jewelry stores online when online first started. I would sell my jewelry on the job. I would always have a little side hustle on the job. When you're dealing with other females, that's what we do. But you let a guy try that. They can be able to do it on break or whatever, and they better keep it on the hush. But women, we have open Avon parties. We sell our stuff. Please, we've doing it so much. They've even allowed women to do it because it was forbidden to go in anybody else's place of business and sell your stuff. We had Mary Kay, Avon, everything, side hustling. I used to sell pocketbooks, scarves, all those things. And the women, yes, they will ditto what I am saying because I don't have to lie. I used to sell the Louis Vuitton, Coach, wallets, scarves, all of that. And I kept one of each for myself. I have tons of that stuff. Some of it rots. I have to throw it away, you know, because I'd rather have the Tanya 23 purse. No, I'm not into wearing other people's names too much unless they're my ancestors now. I know it's important in life, you know. And if you genuinely need the help and the child's father just won't help you, you got to do what you got to do. But please stop doing it for vindictiveness. So you try to show the man you got some sort of control, because you have no control without the hand of the other man. And that just needs to stop. We're in a bad predicament as a family unit. But some of you women is just ratchet and very degrading and just very disgusting, yo. Etiquette. There's just certain ways a woman is not supposed to act. In all seriousness. And you're supposed to be your true self. But if your true self is a wretched wench, you need to work on that. Plain and simple. Worthiness. Let's just read the book. It's card number 14. That's on the 5. That message is directly from the Orisha Oshun. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. Worthiness. She's from Oromo, Ethiopia, the goddess. She's a warrior. A warrior. A beautiful warrior. Does she look like a warrior? You don't have to look like a warrior to be a town-ass warrior. You could be a warrior by just not taking your child's father to criminal child support court. Just try to work with him. Ask your God or your goddess to give you the words to say to get through to his spirit, to help him help you. Whatever it is you need to say, because words are power. There are some words that change minds out there. I hope you know that. Words change minds, not scandalous bullcrap. And she says, Element Bush, Temple Warrior, Great Goddess Atit, Queen of the Gods, is a fierce protector of women and girls for the Oromo people of Ethiopia. Sounds like another Offset Circuit depiction. Stop hiding, shrinking, and playing small. Stand tall like the majestic sycamore tree. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. You learn your own perfection when you're faced with challenges. Your baby's daddy don't want to help you take care of the children. And you want to sit there on your buff and tough. You're half responsible. If you got one hamburger, you're responsible for half of the cost of that hamburger for that child. It takes two, not one, two. Why would you expect one to do every damn thing? You out of your mind with that. You must be incapacitated if that's the case. Let's be for real. I gladly can talk. I took on 100% of the responsibility. How did I get through it? I went to college and I got the money and I passed the grades because I knew it came with thousands of dollars that we needed. I got out of it with a degree and I had a little bill, but I found a way to get that paid too. Goddess is good all the time. No lie. You are mighty. Oh, many miracles have I seen. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. You matter. Worthiness is your veins. Accept yourself now. Your birth certificate says that we need your overflowing magic, joy, and vulnerability. And most importantly, we need you. You are deserving and worthy. The beautiful parts of you that everyone likes are worth loving. The parts that you or others dislike are worth loving too. Your creator loves you unconditionally. Unconditionally. Every little thing, you going to hell. Every little thing, you going to heaven. I know they going to heaven. Be the first ones in hell. Stop doing that. You could be wrong. Just love people unconditionally. If they did something dastardly or whatever, separate, depart from me, Satan. Depart. And if you dislike somebody that did something wrong that's so dastardly, it still love you. Your God or your goddess still loves you the same. Remember, your creator loves you unconditionally. You don't gotta like anybody. You can even hate a few. Let's just get that on out the way. There is a scripture. There's a time for everything under the sun. And under the sun, they have love, hate, killing, murders. Apparently, your God says that it's a time for all of that. The declaration that comes from Goddess Atit that goes out to the people is I matter. You matter. You matter. So start acting like it. Everything matters. If you want to start a YouTube channel, that matters. You never know. You could have 1 million subscribers by next week because a bunch of people were just waiting for you to be you. And it doesn't have to happen like that either. Just do it. I can tell you right now, people all over the world are watching you. Your numbers may not reflect it. They may not. And I just want to put a message out there. Anyone all over the world, I love everyone from all over the world. If I can translate your information, I will work with you. Period. The goddess is the goddess of the entire planet, not only her little section. Not anymore. So we have that, and we move on. There's another deck. There's 2 more. The actual goddess herself, the Kemetic, Auset Serket will speak next. Literally, this is her deck. So we take reverence for the high goddess. And you can't really see this layout that I have, but this is all her. Right? This is her tapestry. She's allowing, that's Isis is actually a transformation of Serket. That's what I say. And I think there's a lot, because actually I've learned a lot. I'm actually part of the House of Aten, in which is the best thing I have ever done, because Saba Tahuti, he is the great teacher. I really do resonate with his teachings, and that's all that matters. So big ups to the House of Aten. I have learned tremendously from the pod classes, and I ain't going nowhere. I actually know for a fact that my deity, Serket, sent me to the House of Aten to get more information, better information, not better, but more truthful Ma'at information about her. And I have learned so much. Oh my God. It has brought me to tears many of times. I mean, Saba has put out some 10-hour tapes, just teach and nobody out there has this information. They're not teaching it like that. They might teach the theurgy, but the actual temple worship, but they're not even really getting that right, because it has a lot to do with the Hekau. So, there's so many levels. And just praises for the House of Aten. I was actually waiting for something like that to happen. Like, I feel like I connected right into it. Like, I literally feel like I had something to do with the manifestation of it. Like minds, the collective. I'm sure of it. And we're on our way. I just have to get connected with the Discord classes so we can actually. Oh man, there was a presentation, I believe it was Saturday, about Ra. It was called Ra Turning. It's right on here. House of Aten, the very last recording. Ra returning. Purifier. Purifier. If you want to know the real ancient Kemet, not that the Egyptians were black, this, that, and they don't fucking tell you nothing else about the actual work, about the actual writings, what they meant. Can you, tell me what Kemet means? They ramble off to this and that. What was it before that? All these different things. Smaitawi, the land of Smaitawi. So much is sticking now. Like, I can literally do a little mini class too, but I like to do the presentation part where I have the stuff right there. Everything is done before you actually present it, and that's the way Saba's teaching, and I think that's the way it should go. And I said I'm doing the same thing with my videos. I'm gonna prepare. I'm coming with the information. It's already gonna be set up on my thing there, and yeah, I'm doing it the right way. That's all. So there's nothing like learning as you're being a teacher. You're always a student. When that stops, you get stagnant. You be irrelevant real soon. But there's only one card from this because she's pretty in depth. It's like a whole thing. You'll get a meditation to go with it, a prayer, everything. So the goddess, she's off the chain. I'm pushing 4 a.m. right now. I don't play. I do this. I sleep tomorrow. So I might as well do my little breakfast before I go to sleep. So I ain't got to get up right away. It's Friday. Do a couple of little things. Beauty rest on Oshun Day. Oh, wow. That's the card, y'all. It flipped over. I had to grab it in between. Incredible. She don't play, y'all. Stick with this channel because there is going to be some amazing manifestations. This is only the first day, and I'm about to cry. How the most important card of the deck jumps out the deck, because like I said, there's only one card, because this is so in depth that we don't want to be here till I could keep you. So the way how this thing is laid out, one card, you can study one card for quite some time. But this is like the magician of the deck. Every deck, the most important card pretty much is the magician. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants that, or the high priest, or the emperor, empress. But the top card in my book, in everyone else's book, is the magician. This is that type of deck, but it's not like your standard because it's broken down for her. And so this is the magician card of the deck, and it's called Queen of Heaven. Deep, yo. The goddess Auset. She is a transformation of Serket. Serket came here with the scorpion on top of her head. She wasn't exactly accepted as the Queen of Heaven. They had to convert her into a winged goddess for her to be accepted. The whole angelic situation. But I tell you now, the Queen of Heaven. She knows I'm representing her. That's why this card came out. She's coming out. Worthiness. Somebody on the planet had to tell the truth, because I don't think there's no one else doing it. Queen of Heaven. She's made her debut. It is what it is. I'm going to leave it up there for as long as she wants me to. Queen of Heaven. Call her Auset, Isis, She's the goddess of 10,000 names. Today is Oshun. These goddesses in Kemet are older. The very notion of Oshun came from that section. Did you know that Tahuti was actually Papa Legba? Listen, this thing goes deep. But the world, she's also the Christ figure. Yeah, it's not a man. And we can debate on that with a presentation all day, every day. Ra, the son, is a god, the father. She is a daughter of Ra. We're not finna play with this. You see her on this card, but you see her in the screen. The Queen of Heaven is a black woman. Sorry to say. No, I'm not. Cut that. Scratch that. I'm not sorry to say the truth, because I am manifesting truth in my art. And I am so worthy. So we shut that down right now. How you portray yourself on this planet must tighten up. It must change. It must tighten up. It must tighten up fast. Everything literally depends on you. And they got you running around here. You going to Dubai so people can defecate on you. Wait till I get my sound effects hooked up and I get this thing together. Off the chain. So let us read what the Queen of Heaven has to say to the world. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm really on my goddess shit right now. It's like with the little tissue and whatnot. Ah, she's coming through. Ain't nothing. You're not playing, yo. And it says, Queen of Heaven, blessing from the divine Empress of the skies. And I believe this is see, I'm not kidding. There's a section in an actual card that talks to you about her being the goddess of 10,000 names, breaking it all the way down, and all of it's true. Priestess. I can call myself that whenever I want to. But we can also call ourselves goddesses as synonyms and not feel any kind of way. That should be the prefix to a lot of the young women babies born. Like they do sir this and sir that. Well, we could start putting goddess in front of our babies' names. But I believe this is on page 139, if I remember correctly. Let us see. I don't play. I've been doing this now. You know you're not memorizing it unless this is what you do. Do you know how many times this card has come out the deck in my face? Huh? I thought she was telling me this is what I am, and she is. Just like you remember your scriptures and whatnot, we remember ours too. Blessing from the divine empress of the skies. Let's take a sip of water and really, really, really soak this message in and even listen to it again. Remember, leaders don't have all day to be kissing butt. When we say do something, just do it. You shall receive your reward. There's nothing done in vain on this life, in this realm at all. And there's rarely no coincidences at all. Stop trying to fool yourself on purpose. It is what it is. They didn't come up with that cliche for nothing. They're even using that on the Congress floor. It is what it is. That's right, because it sure is. It ain't is what it ain't. Listen. This oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership. Why? I'm going to have to take this card personal and flip it back around to me, because she's not talking about the world on this one. So you can best believe, like I said, you are witnessing the actual demonstration of said spirit, but I'm said goddess. So you are actually witnessing my power. Let's just get that straight. Unapologetically. This ain't even nothing. This is just a little something to show you, just in case you thought about participating with the tide situation, or did you think that all good information should be free? No, they already showed you Ma'at, giving and receiving. All right. You give and receive. I give and receive. There's no, I'm a giver, I'm a receiver. Not all the time. That it interchanges. Sometimes your receiving ass need to give. Stop bullshitting. Like I say, the leaders ain't here to play with you ladies out here. You're not going to play with me. And some of you super pastor, super word, you're not going to play with me. I'm shutting all of that down, because it is what it is. And we don't have to play games. I don't owe you 10% of my check that I fucking worked for. Because in the beginning, tithes and offerings was fruits and vegetables and baskets and what you had actually manifested from the ground and different things before they even came up with the shekel and whatnot. And God was loving the deities, because at that time there was no one God. We had many deities and they all accepted it. So you're not finna sit here with your saved, sanctified, bona fide, and all this other fide. You're not finna sit here and play with me, because I'm the goddess. And I'm taking you way back before all of that, when you were still a goddess. You the one that forgot. I'm helping you remember. So you're not going to give me the old business, because I'll throw you back in the pool of nothingness, and you going on out there and you swim in that Christianity and keep finished getting your ass kicked by that man. Okay? Burying your boys and whatnot. He ain't doing shit for them boys. He's helping the females, because they definitely not going in pine boxes is just as fast as those guys are out there shooting each other. They're finding other ways to take their self out, but they sure enough can avoid that if they stay away from some of them dudes that's living the life. A lot of them end up live their life because they sitting in the passenger seat when his ass gets shot full of bullets. Let's just tell the doggone truth. How many king, queen, pin women they got out there when they made the show trying to create them. I don't need my little girl sitting up there learning how to be the queen of New York by selling drugs. whoever that producer was should have been locked the fuck up too. He's just as bad as anybody else. Why isn't that a crime what you're able to put over the damn airwaves in these kind of movies and whatnot? Why? Some of these people's lives look like a movie. But anyway, feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in a male or female body this lifetime. You don't know. I'm on a 9-frequency cycle. So I've been here, let's just say 8 times before. Okay? So I'm carrying, and it's more than 8, but I'm just saying on that frequency, we could be working on the 8 million life or whatever, because I damn sure got this goddess energy in me. Ancient. Look at my hands. I'm older than you think I am. I'm ancient. Okay? Don't fucking play with me. I am what I say I am because I am. I know what I am. I don't need you to tell me what I am. You must accept what I say I am. If not, you have a mental illness. I wouldn't give a damn if I said I was a purple frog. You got to accept that. May not have to believe it, but you damn sure got to accept it and be on your way. So we're not worrying about acceptance and all of that. All right. At some point in time, you will have figured out, dang, I'll pop back up into your conscious memory. You'll remember. So now, some of you that are walking around in female bodies, you used to be men. And some of you men walking around in men's bodies used to be women in past lives. The ones of you that have extra feelings for feminine women, who wouldn't break her heart and whatnot, who's very caring and, loving, you guys perhaps may have lived in a feminine body before. Just put that out there. For some of you alpha males now, that's another indication that you maybe was a woman in another lifetime, when you're so alpha that it's to your demise. But when you just can't feel a feeling. And so anyway, Isis or Set actually means throne. We don't know what the hell Isis means. They tell us Isis means throne, but Isis also means some damn terrorist group out there, and we're not going to disrespect the goddess and associate her name with that bullshit synonym, because they did that on purpose, once again, to degrade the Most High. Okay, no one's stupid out here. We have been rebuked that. Isis. No, it's Aset. Ast, as a matter of fact. That name means throne. And in her presence and blessing as the divine empress of the skies and more, because she's very cosmic. Divine empress of the skies. She offers initiates of light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Absolutely. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. Let's read that again. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. No, rather than, I just would rather let you go. But I am going to speak with power. Some of you are filled with negative energy, and you need to have a cleansing before you can even speak to anybody of spiritual authority. You might need a bath in salts first and a few other choice ingredients. You should come to your readings prepared. You don't just jump your funky self. Oh, I need a reading. And then they out there, okay, because they done got the money. Okay. All right. With me, you need a reading. Let me give you your prep. You know, after transactions and everything are done, I'll tell you your prep, what you need to do. Or maybe before the transaction. The actual real readings, of course, are a little more than $7. This is just the live thing, you know, that I was going to give a try. I definitely started too late. Everybody was snoring and probably not awake, but you have the West Coast, the rest of the world. So that's not exactly true. But anyways, let this be a practice. But like I said, this is more of an introduction that helps you get to know who you're actually listening to and working with, if you so choose. You know, there's so many zillions of people out here, and there's so many gifts. I'm sure you have your choice to pick from, but hey. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired leadership through the heart and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. Auset, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. This oracle is a confirmation to step forward in leadership if you have been considering doing so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you drew the card Divine Sisterhood. But you are also to realize that you are a capable spiritual leader in your own right. You don't have to have, it's great to have this Divine Sisterhood, but in your own right, you can move forth alone, is what I'm being told. And I feel so comfortable there. Trust me. No one knows my vision like I do. And trust in my divine feminine values within. This new model of power is not about assuming authority over another, but about living your truth. This is the Tanya 23 Experience channel. That's nothing but living the truth. And it's living the truth and leading by authentic example. I'm not trying to lead you down a rabbit hole, a slope, what you call it, mudslide or whatever. If I don't do it, I don't tell you to do it. Simple as that. There is great power here and no false sense of responsibility for another. Absolutely. You are responsible for yourself, which could drain me. And I'm certain the goddess certainly am not here to be drained or create a dependency rather than growth in those that I seek to empower through my leadership. I'm encouraged to contemplate how I might step more fully into my own authority. Often this requires that we make peace with the authority figures in our lives, past and present, and how we have experienced those relationships. Done. whether or supportive, truthful, and empowering, or as disempowering, shaming, or perhaps minimizing or inflating of our sense of grandiosity. Healthy relationships with authority figures help us recognize where we can learn and perhaps be mentored by another, and where we too can help others learn and grow. Through the eyes of the divine feminine, authority is not a question of hierarchy, with one more authoritative over another who has less authority, which is why I have to do this alone for a while, because I don't treat people like that. If you have the skill, then you do it. It is not because you are the son of so and so and this, that one, and this, that one, and they gave the donation. The temple will not be run that way at all. Yeah. Through the eyes of the divine feminine, authority is not a question of hierarchy. It is rather more like a circle of life where we all have different awareness, ability, and mastery, right? You got the skills, you do it, to share with each other, together, guiding each other into greater wholeness. Each of us with our own spiritual responsibility. That's right. We have our own spiritual responsibility for our growth and our own capacity to help others to the degree that we are willing and able. Here is a prayer, an incantation for a blessing from the Queen of Heaven. Whether you are just need support for your spiritual leadership work on this planet, whether in an obvious form as a teacher or healer, or in the simple and very important, though perhaps less immediately obvious ways of how you choose to live your life. Here we go. Empress of the skies, heavenly queen, beloved Auset, my heart is keen, my darkness and fear to be released, to connect with my power in deepest peace. Bless me that this may be so, in accordance with heaven's plan that I grow. Beloved queen, clothe me in your mighty light. I now claim my spiritual birthright. The end. Mary Ma'at. Mary Nefer, Queen of Heaven. Yes. Getting a little tired now that it's 4:26. Last deck, I must leave you with the frequency. That's what this is. All the children have a frequency. Frequencies that we work with. The sacred white light oracle is a deck of sort of like yogi type things, but those of us that work with, it's like a sound healer deck. Its frequency is sound healing, frequency work, aka sound healing. So yeah, your singing bowls, your that was the train going over the tracks at 427. Okay, goddess, what frequency do we want to leave the people with? Again, another demonstration of the goddess, because what I'm saying, you're seeing it come out in the cards, and this is what I do every day, all day, like clockwork. Card number 14, the Yogini. I definitely will be before I sleep, I will do a meditation to this. It's for the Yogini. I told you that I needed to do some yoga before I retired tonight, and there it is. Telling you, you can be taught this, but this is an activation. You understand? So it's real, and it's on point. The frequency for this Yogini is 285 hertz. And just so you don't, let me just show you what 285 hertz would sound like. What you do is you go in and you download your frequency calendar. Because the goddess, we go up to 12,000. We not playing with this. We're not playing with this. We the goddess. You can show you a couple things. Now you go down to 285. I like to play games and put it down to 0 and then boop. See if I can land on a number. Close enough. 170. I'm on that 8. I told you I'm on that 8 frequency. See, it's just everywhere. 252. 270. Now this is what 285 hertz sounds like. You hear that? Oh, there he is. It powered off so you could hear it. Yes, I meditate for hours. We don't play with this. We serious. Do you see? This was never a mark on my forehead. That appeared there. As a matter of fact, I was like, you should be doing this shit. You're going to get you. You're just going to get, because I was like, oh, I always wanted a red one or whatever. I was saying that to my husband. I put the little juice there, whatever. And then one day, boop, it just came. It was like a couple days after I said, I don't get tattoos, but maybe if I got a tattoo, I would get one right there. Goddess tattoo, the Yogini on my forehead. Ciao. We could be here all day telling stories about supernatural occurrences that you gotta be, when you work in the temple and you a watcher, whatever they call it. I gotta go back in my Medu Netter, but I believe it's a watcher. When they invoke the deity, some things might happen that might have a regular participant like, oh snap, oh shit, did you see that? Oh, they might get scared, whatnot. You got to control the spiritual atmosphere. Oh, temple work is not like you're rushing to the church service with. No, it's on a whole nother level, and I like it better. Can't go in there cutting up and acting a fool at all. Real spirits you're working with, real deities who you ain't cutting up and acting a fool in their presence. Y'all don't know. That church doesn't let y'all shucking and jiving up in that spot. But that's not what spiritual workings are. You will come humble, reverenced, strong, and most of all, remember your teachings, because they're steps that you actually have to take. Everybody wasn't playing with this. They had to make a bastardized version so that you could play around and get shredded. Yogini of 285. I ain't worried about a thing. If they cut off this internet, Yogini style. Now we back moving in the universe, because this is just a part of it. Still, get your skills together. You see a cloud, practice telling that cloud to move. Sit there, look at it till it does. Things like that. Brain training. That's what you'll have to do. Hey, that's what happens when you're with me. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on this channel. You're going to be like, whoo. And every day it might be something different. There's so much stuff to talk about. It's a lot of information I got to get out. So I got to get it moving. It's a lot, y'all. I want my channel to be like, you could just come on here and learn what you need to know. I got to search for the videos and whatnot, but they're in there. As long as you get to my channel, you scroll, you'll find it. And don't let old videos, because they old, don't let that fool you. It's the old ones you need to watch. Let's read Yogini 285. Deep. Changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. We were just talking about this on the last stack of cards. The last with the Queen of Heaven we talked about. Opportunities and manifestation. That's what we were talking about. But realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. Let's go through that again, because some of you are wondering. This is for you. This is for all of us. Changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are being diverted. Let's talk about the diversion. When you think you know what you finna do and you think you know what the visions say. Come on, y'all. Because I'm going through this. It's a lot. Come on now. I feel the Holy Spirit. Truth is the Holy Spirit. Truth. That make you feel like you can jump to the sky. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Woo! Divert me, baby. Because I'm not here to suffer. The goddess. We talked about that. No. No suffering for the goddess. You don't have to suffer to learn. Who told you that? Where did that come from? You better examine that, because we wearing that out and it's not exactly true. You here to learn from the ancients. You here to learn from the ancestors. Mistake. You're talking about don't be studying history because that's historian and it happened back then. That's in the past, and we need to know about the future. And Don't you want to not repeat the same mistakes? How do you know what they are if you don't study the past? And I'm not talking about the 1900s. I'm talking about way, way, way back. Like we've had this Anunnaki discussion and whatnot. Revisit that. That's all the goddess is going to say about that right now, because that is a show that deserves its own title. But revisit it. I'm telling you right now. This world was not created by no one. Not by the one. It was a collective consciousness. Why does that look like a little prayer mantis? But is it a gnat? What kind of bug is that? Soon as I said that, it landed. Why it look like a tree? Poor thing, its magnetic field is off. Follow the copper. Jump on here, I'll get you free. You want to go on the screen and all this. As long as you don't bite, because you better not bite. The goddess isn't afraid of you biting her, because she could just kill you. Go back on the Ankh where you were. Go and fly. Or sit on the laptop, do whatever it is you need to do. See, now he's in my book. You've got to see this. I mean, literally, there is the bug is, where is he? It's right there. You see it crawling? It looks like a little praying mantis. And it had, well, it flew. Well, it had to find its way on my page. You see me talking to it. I told it to get on its Ankh. On my Ankh, I would set it free. It got on my Ankh. I started to move it. It flew away. Listen, I am demonstrating to you everything that you need to work with me. If you don't, at least you know you're not getting a scammer. That I am not. I got to start getting some reviews from some of my clients. They all want to keep me to themselves, like their little ammunition in their little bag or whatever. They don't want to share my products with their other friends or anything. You want it all to themselves. I'm like, that's not helping me get the word out, though. You're hindering the goddess, and you don't want to do that. You guys gotta share. I'm not to be put in your pockets so that I'm your secret little. That's wow. It's like you get a scent and the female says, "Oh, that smells good. What's that? I'd like to get me some, honey." Here they go to line. This female crap. I'm here to shut it down, yo. You gotta stop. Because everybody knows that you have a different body chemistry. That same scent on you is not gonna smell the same. It may even smell better though, but it's not gonna be the same. So you don't have to worry about your individuality being stolen, goddess. Queen, let's say, because you have let a lot of shit go when you become a goddess. Let's just keep that 100. You don't get to be a high priestess synonym easily. Now, let's go back. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Stay true to your authentic healing journey. That's what I'm talking. That's all I'm here to share, yo. And that's what you'll see. Staying true to the healing journey. That includes the sound therapy, the Reiki, the Egyptian style Reiki that I choose to do. Just the whole development. I need to trust in it because I am seeing that the goddess is giving me a program of my own. Like I have my own 23 laws of the Temple of Serket. Like I've got it. I've got it. She's got a tarot deck. I see everything working to come together for a collective. And shortly, like right now, I'm trying to create a women's circle for the women to come and just start a circle. We'll start with one or two of us. Our first meeting is on June 23rd. And like I say, if only one woman comes, she's the one that's supposed to be there. And I'll be the two because I'll be there. So when the two of us are gathered in the midst, goddess is in the building. So, you know, it'll grow. It will grow because manifestation is in truth in Ma'at. In numerous spiritual traditions of the East, such as those from Nepal, Tibet, India, the yogini is a female spiritual adept. See, that's what we were in Kemet. They kept it. But we got to parts of the world that wasn't going to work. She is the adept practitioner. Okay, battery running low. I think we can make it. Let's wrap this up. Practitioner of deep yoga and awakens a powerful connection with one's real inner being. The yogini holds a space for healing and enlightenment, moving through obstacles and challenges with wisdom, patience, commitment, and often great joy. She is our spiritual sister, our sacred friend, and our guide away from the bleak, erroneous thinking of ego into the softened, awakened, relaxed, gracious way of spirit. When the yogini of 285 hertz makes her presence felt in a reading, it is a sign that we are on powerful healing journey to connect body, mind, and soul with the truth of our spiritual nature. We are working at an inner level to let go of past pains and open up to our empowerment and grace, dignity, legitimacy, worthiness in the present moment. This oracle indicates there is a spiritual approach to heal any and all struggles in life. I know it so. I do know this. Let's go. The tone of 285 hertz supports the treatment of wounds, cuts, burns, and any other damaged tissue. In this tone of optimal health, just like the yogini who has access into the original vitality of our spirit and seeks to infuse the well-being into the body, mind, and soul, this tone is healing, correcting that which is fallen out of alignment, bringing it back into center. When you get a chance, 285 hertz frequency, listen to it. I got it right here for you. The 285. And that dropped at 4:44 a.m. 285 hertz for healing of deep cuts and wounds, even from you when you was a child. Healing 285, it heals deep cuts and wounds, pain. It can dissolve inherited pain. I'm trying to talk to somebody right now. I can't believe that somebody got on here and left just that quick. Incredible. It can dissolve inherited pain and psychological struggles and all allow projections from others which may be influencing yet are about their desires, not our true nature, to cease to have an effect. Under the influence of 285 hertz frequency, we embrace who we really are. On that note, I got to go because the 285 is waiting in my headphones. And if you got any sense and you got a little couple of minutes before you get up to start your day, you better hit that 285. From the yogini in me to the yogini in you. Ankh Ujjayi Sined. The end.